Let's look at Chapter 3, Lesson 9, Practice. Connecting shipment records to place value. Oh no, someone forgot most of the commas. Oh well, you know how to complete the problems anyway. Remember that there are 10 erasers in a pack, 10 packs in a box, and 10 boxes in a case. Basically, these directions are telling you you already know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, but they're taking the commas out so it looks like normal. Let's work on number 1. We're going to be adding. Make sure you pay close attention to the signs because they're going to change throughout the problems. So 9 plus 8 is 17. You put the 7 down and carry the 1. 1 plus 6 is 7 plus 1 more is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. 2 plus 3 is 5. So our answer is 5,887. On number 2, we're going to be subtracting. So start in the ones column, which is the individual erasers. I have 6 minus 5, which is 1. Then I have 2 minus 4, which I know I can't do. I have to borrow from the 7, so I make that 6. And I add 10 more over here, so 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. 6 minus 3 is 3. And 5 minus 2 is going to be 3 as well. Your answer is 3,381. Let's look at number 3 where we're going to be multiplying. Remember we do 4 times the ones column, which is 6. So 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 8 is 32 plus 2 is 34. Carry the 3. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. Your answer is 5,544. Let's move on to number 4 where we're going to be dividing. They already have it set up in a house for you so you can just get started. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract, I get 0. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract, and I get 0. 3 goes into 0 0 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, and I get 0. Let's go ahead and look at number 5. This one we have 1,050 divided by 10. So we need to put the first number inside the house. And 10 goes outside. So looking at this, I can know that 10 does not go into 1 0 times. 10 does go into 10. See how this is 10 right there? 1 time. Now I'm going to need to multiply, and I have 1 times 0 is 0, and 1 times 1 is 1. Or I can just think, what's 1 times 10? And I know that that's 10. I subtract and I get 0. I bring down the 5, and I have 10 goes into 5 how many times? 0 times. 0 times 10 is 0. Subtract, and I still have 5. Bring down the 0. 10 goes into 50 5 times. 5 times 10 is 50. Subtract, and I get 0. So my answer is going to be 105. I should see all of your work on your paper. Make sure that you don't erase it. Remember, I love to see how you got an answer. Let's move on to the test prep. Brianna, Charlotte, and Dan had a jumping contest. Brianna jumped 2 feet. Charlotte jumped 1 foot more than Brianna. And it looks like Dan jumped 1 foot less than Brianna. How much farther did Charlotte jump than Dan? Explain your answer. So you might want to circle or underline the important information. I have this. Brianna jumped 2 feet. Charlotte jumped 1 foot more. Dan jumped 1 foot less than Bree. And then the question, how much further did Charlotte jump than Dan? So what I'm going to be trying to find is the difference. And I know that difference means I'm going to subtract. So keep that in mind when you're trying to work this problem. Now let's go, and I like to draw a picture so I can visualize what's happening in the problem. So I know that Brianna jumped 2 feet. 1 foot, 2 feet. So I know this is 1, this is 2, and this is where Brianna jumped. I know that Charlotte jumped 1 foot more, so she jumped here. So this is Charlotte. And I know that Dan jumped 1 foot less than Bree. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So I know that this is Dan. So looking at this, I need to find the difference between Charlotte, who jumped 3, and Dan, who jumped 1. So finding the difference, we learned that it was going to be subtracting. 3 minus 1 is 2. So how much further did Charlotte jump? 2 feet. And you can have your explanation be that if you subtract how many feet Charlotte jumped, which was 3, minus the feet that Dan jumped, which was 1, you get the difference.